Well, guys, Trump is doing the work of the people when it comes to arresting, apprehending, and deporting illegal aliens. Now, the Democrats, man, they don't want this to happen. The Democrats, man, are self-destructing day by day. Pretty soon, guys, they won't even be a regional party. The Democratic Party may end up disbanding completely because they're getting more and more and more unpopular. Folks, people, the public anyway, they're pretty much the same to actually say that they are a Democrat. That's how bad this party is. This party, in my lifetime, hasn't been more unpopular. Tell you the truth, guys, I can't remember the Democratic Party being this far left. They keep going further and further and further to the left. Pretty soon, guys, they're going to be to the left of Lenin. And some of these people are already to the left of Lenin. Maybe even Xi Jinping from Communist China. That's who the Democrats are, man. They're completely out of touch with the American people. And you got woke mayors out there like Brandon Johnson, who really doesn't want to protect his people. Remember Dr. Phil and Tom Homan, the border czar, actually apprehended a sex offender just roaming around the streets of Chicago. This man was here illegally, and he was a sex offender against children. Brandon Johnson said, "It's not my job." Yeah. Brandon Johnson. I really do hope, man, that he actually runs for mayor again in Chicago. I'll be very curious to see how he actually does. Now, the people in Chicago, you guys voted for Lori Lightfoot. She was terrible. And then you guys actually go out there and vote for Brandon Johnson, who's way worse than her. Brandon Johnson is incompetent, and the man is a communist. Remember, he actually wanted basically communist-run grocery stores because legitimate grocery stores are leaving his crime-infested city. This is how you create food deserts, guys. This is exactly how you create food deserts. This man is terrible. Now, we have a clip here from Harris Faulkner over there at Fox News. She has a panel of people, and I really need to focus on this young black man. He's a black Democrat, and he seems to be a bit Trump supporter, but he wants Trump to go even further. When he's actually talking about birthright citizenship, yeah, Trump wants to end that, and I do believe that needs to be ended because we're pretty much like one of like 3 countries or so that actually have that. It's ridiculous. And illegal aliens are able to abuse that. Now, when it comes to the Constitution, birthright citizenship was mainly used to give freed slaves citizenship. Not for illegal aliens to come in, break the law, and drop an anchor baby. It's not supposed to be like that. Now you got this, I believe Reagan appointed judge came out and put a stop to Trump's executive order. And I believe that Trump knew his executive order was going to be stopped. But the wheels are in motion now. Because eventually, guys, this is going to get up to the Supreme Court. And what's going to happen then? Something's telling me, guys, that the Supreme Court will end birthright citizenship, guys. But let's go ahead and get into this clip, and make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member, support us. Our member live stream is every single Friday. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button, support us on local. So here we go. Over here, let's go ahead and watch some of this clip from Harris Faulkner. This is like a 17-minute clip. We're not going to go over the whole thing, but I really want to focus on the first person who she's talking to. His name is Jamil. So let's go ahead and play this.
I've heard from the president, lawmakers, pollsters, and pundits. Now it's time to hear from the voters. It's voters' voices. And with me in the front row, Mary Josephine, an independent, Jamil, Democrat. And in the back row, Teresa, Republican, Stephanie, Democrat, and I understand recently switched to independent, which is not a political party, but certainly a frame of mind. We'll get into it. And Robin, a Republican. For all of you, I know you voted for Trump. Some of you were with me on election night, and welcome back. It's great to see you guys. All right, Jamil, I'm coming to you first. You are a college at the University of Chicago. You are a Democrat. You now call yourself a conservative Democrat. First of all, how is the president doing on his #1 promise with getting out the worst of the worst illegal immigrants?
He's been doing a great job so far. I wake up every day and I read the headlines and I get impressed by his creativity, but I also think he can go further, such as with his bid to end birthright citizenship. He could start printing papers for the undocumented children here that are currently being born, and then force the foreign governments of the country of origin to accept those citizenship papers diplomatically. And I also think, I go to Chicago and I see the immigration crisis at the forefront, in front of my school, on the corners. I don't think we should wait until unpopular mayors like Brandon Johnson lose their elections. I honestly think if mayors like him obstruct Tom Homan or President Trump, they should be arrested. They should be indicted, put on trial, because they weren't afraid to put him on trial when he was just running for office. So I would say, let the voters in the community talk about, is using taxpayer dollars against common sense policies, is it illegal? And I think you would see that Mayor Brandon Johnson, so many other mayors would be criminally charged.
What are you studying? I came up with several careers right there. You could be a political analyst, you could be an attorney. Thank you for all of that. And it sounds like you've made a migration now, at least in your mind and politically. We'll have to see how you vote in the future, but that's so interesting. We have another Democrat among us, and that is Stephanie. And I understand now you're leaning more independent, maybe not exactly one party or the other. You just heard from Jamil. What would you like to add to that?
So I think the country is the most divided it's ever been in my lifetime. The Democratic Party doesn't represent my values as much anymore. I think it's shifted so much from kind of the Clinton era party that I grew up on. And I think now it's kind of representing these really elitist, maybe even socialist ideals. I'm a mother of 4 kids. I have real concerns. I have, really immediate issues that I want to make sure are addressed. And I think as an independent, I can use my own brain. I can have an open mind and a critical ear and look at candidates for who they are and what they represent, and if that mirrors my values. As far as adding on to Trump's border policies, immigration, birthright citizenship, I think the Constitution was meant to be reevaluated and debated. And this incredible country that we live in is built on discourse and debate and discussion and smart people coming together to solve big problems in a constructive way so that we can have this incredible liberal democracy that we live in, which is a give and a take. You have to balance your independent identity with serving the good of a greater society as well, and we've lost that. We have this kind of entitled, I deserve everything attitude, and I think that's kind of ruling the roost right now.
Well, it's interesting. You were both you and Jamil, obviously, Jamil, you're originally from here in New York City, I believe, and you're now in Chicago. You guys are from sanctuary cities. So as former or current kind of moving Democrats, if you will, it doesn't entirely surprise, I would imagine, most people because of what you're living through right now.
I don't put my kids on the subway. I don't walk alone at night anymore in New York City. So it's not the city that we lived in,
Actually, I don't have to imagine. We see it every day in the city. Homeland Security Department.
Yeah, so I'm going to leave right there, man. I mean, wow. Should Trump actually arrest Brandon Johnson? Tom Homan, arrest Brandon Johnson? I agree with this young man. If Brandon Johnson is going to get in the way of Trump apprehending these illegal aliens, oh yeah, Brandon Johnson needs to be arrested. Some of these Democrats already probably need to be arrested. Just talked about yesterday, man, with the governor of New Jersey's doing. The man admitted to harboring an illegal alien. You got people out there like Ilhan Omar telling illegal aliens, hey, don't talk to ICE. We're going to tell you how to dupe ICE. It sounds like she's breaking the law, man. But what do you guys think of this here? Boy, the Democrat Party is losing people big time. They're more unpopular than ever, but the Democrats keep wanting to go further and further to the left. I'm just curious, guys, what would Bill Clinton be today? I know he's still a Democrat right now, but Bill Clinton from the 90s, what would he be today? I'm not saying he would be a Republican, but I believe he would probably be closer to a Republican than being a Democrat for sure. I mean, the Democrats, man, are insane. Completely insane, man. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.